So what happens when you mix Autopolis with one of the worst cars in GT Sport? Well, you get something closer to the Demolition Derby than a race. But first, let us all rise for the FIA's Nations Cup national anthem. Right, it's time for qualifying then, and let me just tell you this, qualifying is more of a teaser than the chaos that's to come in the race. What you're seeing here is nothing compared to the chaos in the race. So I've already binned it into the wall in the first corner of the outlap. Later on, also on the outlap, I was just cutting some grass along with Valtteri Bottas in Austria. So the chaos continues, but let's just actually start a proper qualifying lap here. So I only had one lap, I didn't have enough time to try out a second lap. Most people will have a second lap, we'll see that later on. And that's going to be quite costly for me. So I haven't got the best of laps. By the first sector, 36.411, not too good but not too bad. Later on, once again, 1.11 by the time we enter the second sector. And as we go through the final corner, this is where it's going to count. We're going to need a good exit out of here. We can already see in the bottom left, some people getting 15s, some people in the 16s, some people in the 22s, but also some people getting in the 14s. So we're already past the 14, and we managed to set up 16.6, which looks like it was good enough for 8th at first, but then as the people went to set their second laps, which I couldn't do thanks to the inconveniences at the start of the race, or at the start of qualifying, we dropped all the way down to 12. So we're starting the race at 12 then, and these standing starts where you actually have to properly react, I wasn't really used to them in Gran Turismo. I wasn't used to the controls or like how it works because I've only did these twice. One in this race and then one in the race before this. At least at this point. Later I get used to them, like the next race, it was fine. Anyway, already dropping all the way down to 17th thanks to the false start and the penalty that we got at the start. However, that's kind of good because we get to avoid all the chaos and not end up like that Brit who just went off the circuit. There's like 5 cars going side by side at one point, I'm pretty sure. So we get 2 positions back as we overtake the Italian there, who's going very slowly. And as we go through the second corner here, this hairpin or right-hander, you can see the cars ahead of me just going 3 wide. And Duji, the Italian there, getting his position back from me as he dives down the inside. Now I wasn't really gonna fight anything. You can already tell how ridiculous this looks already. So I'm not gonna risk too much. Better finish than not finish at all. So getting a position there as we go side by side with the Spaniard up into P15, back into P15. Duji, the Italian, ahead of us. The Spaniard actually still on my inside and he gets the position back. And ahead of me, it's absolutely chaotic. You can see there's like 4 cars going side by side, and we go into the back of the green car and we lose control of the car. We just go spinning and drop all the way down to last. So not quite the careful boy anymore, am I? So ahead of us, the Portuguese guy in 17th also had some kind of accident. At least we're not too far away from not being lost anymore. So a little bit later, on the start of the second lap, you can see there's still more chaos ahead of me. There's a car that went off the circuit, the Spaniard there. That's going to hopefully be a free position for me. And it is a free position for me. And with all the chaos, that allowed me to get close to the back of the cars ahead of me. So just speeding things up a little bit here up until this corner. You can see the Czech there, the guy who I ran into the back of later, goes off the circuit. That's a free position for me, and I'm sorry for that cut. There was something wrong with the recording. I don't know what happened there, to be honest. It happened a few times as well. I'm not sure what was happening there, but ignore that. So we get a free position there, once again, up into P16. No longer lost. Thank goodness. So getting really close as well to the back of the British guy behind us there. Giro, I think that's how to pronounce his name. Giro's 60, I don't know. I don't care anymore. So ahead of us, Giro there, the British driver. As we go through this fast right corner, is going to go off the track into the grass or the gravel, and free position for me once again. So It's a very difficult car to drive, to be honest. It is extremely slidey, very difficult to drive. I think it's probably very heavy, that's probably the main reason for this. It's very understeery, and ahead of us you can see there's two cars that were off the circuit. Spaniard there once again, I think it's a different Spaniard this time, Danny this time, giving us a free position as we go for this weird move on Duji there. And the Italian yeets the Spaniard off the circuit, and the two people that I just overtook overtook me, so total net gain of 2 positions, I guess, up into P14. Could have been 4 positions in like one corner, but you know, whatever. So currently in P13, actually not P14, and the Spaniard overtakes us there, but we go for the cutback, go up to P13, and there was a lot of contact there, but to be honest at this point, the race is already as chaotic as it gets, so if you can't beat him, join him. So yeah, I don't really care about keeping it clean anymore, no one was getting penalties anyway. There's something wrong, as always. Something's always wrong with the penalty system of Gran Turismo. Spaniard are going very slowly. Free position for me as we follow Duji through. Can we go or move or Duji? Looking for a move, but not quite close enough. And he's going to drift a little bit wide. We see some potential in it. Try to get a better exit from him, but obviously he has the outside line, so he has a bit of an advantage. So we just stay in the slipstream for the time being and see what we can do. As we go through this fast right corner, try maybe go for the inside line. Not quite, a bit too risky there, we back off. We didn't quite have enough speed either. And once again, staying right behind him, staying the slipstream. Just make sure we have the slipstream as we go on the main straight. That's probably the most important thing, because if you look in the top right, you can see just how long that straight actually is. So if you have the slipstream there, I think that's at least half a second gain, and that's probably why we lost around qualifying. However, if we look in the bottom right in the radar, you can see the Spaniard going for a space that never existed, and he just created the space out of nowhere and somehow gets ahead of me. The Spaniard there following his countrymate through into P13 he gets, and I just drop all the way down to P14. So I'm losing and gaining positions with the blink of an eye. 1 second P14, the next second I'm P16, then P12. Anyway, focusing ahead of the Spaniards who are having somewhat of a battle. One of the Spaniards going very defensive here indeed. And on the eggs, he's going to go a little bit wide, just touching the grass there a little bit. The other Spaniard staying in the slipstream. I believe he's going to try and go for a move here, maybe. It would probably be smart if he did. And he is going to look for a move. A lot of contact. He's pushing him off. A lot of contact there. A lot of pushing each other wide. And as we go through this double left-hander here, leading into the hairpin, we get really close in the back of the Spaniard. We even might look for a move in the exit if we have enough speed. However, on the exit we don't have enough speed, and two of them just stay right behind each other. So looking for a different time to go for a move, perhaps down this hairpin here. That could be a good overtaking opportunity if we can get a good exit out of this corner and stay in the slipstream for as much as we can. And we are just in the slipstream range, I guess. Not quite outside of it, but pretty close to being outside of it. I believe it's 0.75 milliseconds, I'm not sure. However, as we go through here, once again go for a stupid move down the inside. Give him a bit of a hit. That was my fault, but then once again, you can't beat him, join him. Just embody the chaos, be one with the chaos. As we go through the right-hander here, the other Spaniard also making a slight mistake, going a little bit wide. The Italian though completely off the circuit there for a little bit. And if you look in the back of the Spaniard ahead of us, you can see just how destroyed the car is from this. I don't know if there's mechanical damage, is clearly visual damage, but I don't know if there's like actual damage that counts. As he goes down the inside of the Italian, and I'm just gonna follow him through. Free position, there was even a lot of contact there, and I'm kind of forced to cut the corner a bit. But up into P12, I suppose it could have been worse. So we're back to where we started, back to P12, considering we were, what, 18th at some point. I'll take it for now. And as we go through the final corner, the radar there, Italian really close on our back there.
Bye, have
and
a great time. As
you go on the exit of the first corner, you can see the Portuguese guy deciding that he wants to go in the pit lane for some reason. He had the penalty as well, so he probably just gave up on the race. Now we still have Duji there behind us to worry about. So you can see I'm weaving a bit, trying to break the toe, give him the inside line, but for some reason he just ducks back in behind me and then pulls out to the outside again, and he brakes a bit too late, drifts off wide on the gravel. So I just go for the cutback and get the position back. And once again speeding through, keep an eye out on the radar as the Spaniard is really close behind. Perhaps even close enough to go for a move in the final on the hairpin here if he wants to, and he will try and go for it. I would try to go for the cutback again. Then I go into the back of his car, lose control of my car, and I go on the grass and I lose one position to him and then another position to it's G's, or however that's pronounced. I don't know, G's, I don't know, the British driver there in the black car. So stand behind him, stay in the slipstream behind him, maybe go for a move again, once again a little bit later by the end of lap 6 down the final corner. This is where you want to be in the slipstream, so I was trying my best to get the best exit I can out of here, just to make sure I'm in the slipstream down this main straight here. And at first I wasn't. However, by the time we were like midway through the straight, I was well in the slipstream and I gained like 3/10. However, ahead of us you can see there's a car that went off the track, and the British, they're probably going to rescue him or something, because he just goes off to get to him. So maybe he just felt bad for him. He's like, you know, I'll join you, my friend. He saw a friend in need and he went to help him a bit. I don't know what he was trying to do, but yeah, you know, I'm not complaining. Free position for me, up into P11, so quite close to our goal of P10, and in fact closer than I think, because ahead of us you have the Spaniard there in P10, who's our next victim, I shall say, as he goes off the circuit a bit ghosted as well. And as we go through this fast right-hander here, he drifts off wide and goes slightly on the gravel on the grass, but that's going to be more than enough for me to take the position. So up into P10, goal achieved, and by the end of the race we remain in P10, thankfully. So it could have been worse, I suppose. The race could have been much worse. We finished ahead of where we started, and I will admit this clip is from a different race, but as you can see clearly, fastest driver in the UAE. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. If you guys have enjoyed, make sure to hit the like button down below, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.